So I did see also that there are like lazy fraudster who are not even hiding. Like on the user agent, you see Jupyter script. They're not Python script. They're not even hiding.
Yeah.
And then you have the clever one. So there is some guidelines that you can use to at least get rid of the lazy ones. As you spec time of the days, number of session within an hour, duplicated IP,
Yeah.
referrers.
Yes.
Um, all of those can help you to filter a good part of it. But then what we see is that they complexify over time, right? The lazy ones are going to disappear, and then we're going to have more and more complex one. And then the only way to pick those complex one is to use things like you do. So you go on the you go on the dark web and you try to find the residential proxies. Foo Analytics, for example, is looking at the behavior on the session to try to see if the traffic is bot or not.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that, I mean, we have to move forward, and having an ad fraud tool, it should be part of a tech stack today in marketing?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I think whatever you use as a provider, you have to understand that, for example, proxies, residential proxies are extremely common these days. Yeah. They used to be VPNs. The business used to be in the VPN traffic data center using that, but now they have all moved to residential proxies to do that. So that is it's going to be very difficult to determine that on your own, to be fair. You can, of course, look at your metrics. You should know your metrics inside out and say, this is the kind of range. What is my conversion rate? Yeah. I'm buying this type of traffic. My conversion rate is typically between this and that. I have a big outlier, either on the low side or on the high side. It's a red flag, right? Next thing is the KPIs, right? The retention metrics. Look at them. If they're too high, too low, also red flag, right? So try to identify trusted sources where you kind of really know the traffic and say, this is how they behave, and take them as a benchmark. Yeah. I mean, and of course you have to then see, try to really work with your partners and also make them understand you're losing a lot of money. You're losing so much money. You could actually say, what if I say duplicate IPs that come in within a time frame, let's say 6 hours or 12 hours or whatever, I consider that cannot be a false positive, right? And even if it were 1 in a million false positive, even if it was the case, right? Would I not want to stop the other type of fraud at the cost of a single teeny tiny false positive? Right? I mean, if you were a shop owner and you see this kind of guys coming in, stealing every day from you, and they do that in 99% of the case, and one day there's a guy comes in and he buys a chocolate bar. Well, I think the risk, you would also, as a shop owner, would say, well, I'm sorry, I'm not selling to you. I don't let you into my store because the risk is too high that you will not steal something. Yeah. Um, I think we have to approach it like that. And in turn, what we can do is we can actually raise the prices. Because if you say, if you don't pay a commission for each and everything, we say that's invalid. Yeah. That is clearly a bot, a proxy, a duplicate IP, a sign up to a lead form in 10 seconds. Yeah. It takes a minute. Yeah. Obviously, it's very garbage. I mean, how can you sign up in 10 seconds, right? Filling out a multi-page form. Now, if we don't pay for this stuff, then we can also increase the payout to the real stuff, make ourselves more competitive in the market, getting more real traffic while we're putting sand into the system of the fraudster. And that's basically the only thing that helps. You need to put sand into the system. So they're gonna guess, okay, it's really difficult to get paid here. It's too tedious to work. They might get a little bit fraud in, a few euros, but they say, okay, I'm not really getting anywhere, and they're gonna move on. And you have to keep doing this. This is basically the only thing that you can do because they're gonna keep coming back. They're gonna go to the other partner, to another network. You shut them down here. They made a couple of €1,000. Why should they stop? They already built and developed their bot that works on your lead form. Why
Oh
would
yeah.
you, right? Put this
Okay.
out. Uh,
Yeah.
and another thing is also very important to, because we see a lot of this kind of things on. We even saw like duplicate IPs. I had a discussion just a few weeks ago with a large DSP, and they said like, okay, they claimed, how can it be fraud? Like a duplicate IP, they have machine learning algorithm on their impressions, how they buy traffic. But we say, okay, we see a lot of duplicate IPs from you. So I mean, very short time, like even within 2 minutes, right? And they say, well, how can it be fraud? Because we are buying on CPM basis, right? Our machine learning system is not affiliate traffic. We have a machine learning system. What it turned out to be was that the fraudster, he has a site, he he's sending traffic there, and then he's manually over the bot making signups to the app or to the form, telling the machine learning system this is a good site. And in return, the algorithm will buying more traffic on a CPM basis from his site. So it's not directly connected, but they're tricking into the algorithms. They're tricking the algorithms to believe this is a good thing. And the algorithms today, in almost any, I think almost any DSP, they are not considering fraud in making their decision.